What up, random rockers? This week we got 3. Was gonna be 4, but apparently this thing here from Oni did not come out yet. So we got 3 instead. So starting with an album I initially was just gonna not bother to, and then an interview happened with Rockfeed that changed my mind a little bit, and I've been like, screw it, and I went in with low expectations. And that album is STAIND, Confessions of the Fallen. Yeah, apparently they're first since their self-titled, which was I think around 2012, 2011, 2013, somewhere around there. Yeah, I did not expect to go into this even enjoying a STAIND record. I used to, I'll admit, and I wasn't expecting to. And as I gave the spiel why I decided to give this a chance, well, that's why. Sorry for the... We're gonna leave that in. Fuck it. Fuck it. And, yeah. How is this... Sure... I'm just gonna say, this is the best thing they've done since Break the Cycle. What the fuck? I'm surprised Krabby Uncle Aaron didn't show up today. Or maybe he did, and he just decided to just actually use it more usefully within just his screamed vocals, which are way more laced on here, and not since Dysfunction, basically. Has he done that? Yeah. I'm surprised I'm kind of wanting to actually recommend a STAIND record. Huh. I mean, the dude that grew up to the... I mean, not gonna lie, and even in that regard, and with this band, it's been a while. Anyway. Yes, I had the low-hanging fruit. It's right there. It's right there. But yeah, I'm like kind of surprised with this. I was not expecting to like this record like at all. And I mean, Lowest in Me was pretty solid. I mean, and they never really let up after even the lead single that is Lowest in Me. The other singles I think were Here and Now and Out of Time, and I think In This Condition was, but what's Cycle of Hurting? I'm trying to remember, but yeah, like the way this album flows surprisingly well. There's like maybe some little moments, and like I almost thought about like Hate Me Too, you could say is a little much. Could be somewhat lyrically, but even that I'm questioning on that. Yeah, this, even with the title track that closes this out, it's funny how an album that doesn't, like, the at worst I guess you could say it's generic, but hell, even there are moments on like even The Fray or maybe Cycle of Hurting as well, but like Mike Mashuk gets to actually do some lead work, which I don't remember STAIND doing that as much. More, he did that more with Saint Sonia, and he's doing this here. Apparently the band members didn't get in each other. Like I think they just told him, like, for the studio stuff, at least chill the fuck out. And it's funny because I'm told he could give a fuck less when he performs live in comparison to the rest of the band. So to hear this album the way it comes across as, what? Really? I'm pleasantly surprised by this. I am pleasantly surprised by this. Yeah. Like, I'm not even gonna blame even the STAIND fans for even going as far as to say it's their best record. There is some, like, brief moments, though, that they do some, you know, modern little trappy moments and ideas. But it's, like, brief, and they don't take up the whole thing, you know? Which, if they did that, then this album would have sucked. I will say that, but that's not what happened. And it's very brief, and it's not handled distastefully, necessarily. It could be if it went on too long, but they knew when to cut it off. And who did produce this thing? Whoever did. I don't know who was helped fully involved in the production of this thing, and told them how to get their shit together. But you deserve a raise. You deserve a golf clap. You deserve just wow. I know I ain't saying too much about the actual tracks and everything. I mean, I know someone who does, and if he's watching, yeah, watch his review. I want to say Dylan Newman. I probably got butchered that, but yeah, he might show up in the comments. So click his thing and go to he'll have a better review of this. But yes, this thing is just wow. I surprisingly don't hate this thing. But I could see certain publications still trying to find a way to shit on this, if they wanted to. Or they heard this record and they didn't bother to say anything because they figured out this thing wasn't that bad. I would definitely pick this over the Corey Taylor record I got from last week. Yeah. I'd still rather, give more props to, like, Wolf Mammoth WVH and all that, but, like, he's one of the better ones. Right now with this. Yeah. But yeah, this sort of surprised me. And yeah. Also, this also leaves us with moving on to Ken Mode Void. Yeah. This is the follow-up to, I believe, was Noel from last year, actually. I guess this is sort of a sister partner album to that one. While Noel, I would say, leans more on the metal side of their of their particular style of noise rock that kind of blends elements of sludge metal, post-hardcore, and I kind of no wave. This is kind of punkier, not nearly to the extent of Success, but I can't say it's another solid outing from them, but I wouldn't say I'd start with this. I would definitely, to ease people in, I would start with either Success or Entrench, for sure, from this band. But it seems like they kind of brought, with Noel in this last record, they brought back something that was sort of slightly missing from Loved, that you could kind of get out of Entrenched or Success. I wouldn't say it's nearly even to that punky, more accessible extent of Success, but yeah, I'd say Void's pretty good. My favorite, personally, tracks is actually the longest track on here, These Wires. The other tracks aren't bad. They'd still do their thing and pulling you to a pulp and just kind of freaking you the fuck out like they tend to do. If you're not used to it, at least. So, yeah, I'd probably start with their Success record. But yeah, for as far as this one, it's... I don't know if I can say it's an Album of the Year contender. I don't think I did with Null. I might have had it in, like, honorable mentions or high honorable mentions, but yeah. Keep It Real to, it's still good enough that I'd say high Keep It Real, low to low Horns Up at least. You know, I'd still be willing to come back to it. I might come back to other things. Needs more, like...
No compromising.
3TEETH Index. They're an industrial act that that is clearly lenient towards industrial metal and industrial rock, but still just industrial music in general. So they're... And, yeah. Honestly, the actual opener Exogenesis is kind of a... It's kind of a slower build-up, but Acme Death Machine that follows it, which I think they should open with that instead, personally. Wow. Yeah, that's some great mix of of the more genty progressive metal-y styles of like, or like that Meshuggah worship style of guitars, technicality mixed in with some industrial beats, and synths work and stuff. So, and yeah, Acme Death Machine, I kind of started getting into them because I heard about them doing some collaborations which are heavily on this record with Mick Gordon of the Doom soundtrack fame. Well, Doom and the last game, Doom Eternal, until recent things came out with that, and now yikes, and we know Mick Gordon ain't working with them anymore. There's no fucking way. But we get this, and this is great. For the most part. Except, I mean, Acme Death Machine's great. Slum Planet's pretty good for what it is. Merchant of the Void, though, is definitely a highlight amongst the collabs with Mick Gordon on this thing. Alien's fine. Pluton does sort of lose itself a little bit. I liked Higher Than Death for sure. Though unfortunately, the feature with the rapper Horror or whatever, H0909, I guess it's Horror, basically, an acronym. His rap feature's weird, and plus they have a weird, like, thing that kind of pulls some Rob Zombie, sex noise shit. So I guess I know some weird fuckos in my friends group that are probably going to enjoy at least this track somehow. Paralyze. But then Scorpion and Drift kind of do enough to technically end the record. However, that's not what we got for an ending. What we got to end this, but it would probably be served as a bonus track better off, it's a cover of Everybody Wants to Rule the World. An interesting, dark, industrial style take, just straight industrial style take of this song. It's just a darker version of what the original is, and you could say it's sort of void of hooks, but it still kind of works, even regardless of, like, in its dark, more minor key choices, as opposed to the more major key choices that they seem to, that the original tended to flirt with. And I even posted this saying saying my thoughts on this take for those who saw my personal Facebook page. For those few of you who know. But yes, Drift, Scorpion is just... And I mean, Merchant of the Void just is great. I mean, Acme Death Machine just fucking slaps so hard. Already gets you already into it. Drift's a great, would have been also a great closer, like I said, but yeah, this, I mean, apparently 3TEETH made their name pretty well in Industrial, and I've not been as involved with Industrial as much, but I guess if you like your 9-inch, in the case of this band, you know, if you like your 9 Inch Nails, your early Ministry, the good Ministry, and then, I guess certain aspects of Godflesh, Skinny Pumpy, and yeah, or just insert Industrial Act here at this point, then you might get something out of this. But like really good, memorable Industrial Act here, because this is one that definitely is that insert 3TEETH is, and they've proven it here with this project. They may have proven it in other projects, but this, even with Mick Gordon's help, yeah, this was a great blending and mixing of Industrial with more genty stuff here and there that comes from the Mick Gordon soundtrack stuff. And the funny thing is that the track I mentioned, Acme Death Machine, is actually a 3TEETH track, and it's nothing to do with Mick Gordon. They just were inspired from the work, I guess, with Mick Gordon, that it just works super well with it. And yeah, overall, well, yeah, I still kind of want to keep coming back to this thing. In spite of my thoughts on the track Paralyzed featuring Horror, the rest of this is actually pretty damn solid, I'd say. And even some interesting lyrics with Some Planet, through Some Planet, Show the Void, Even What's Left, or Higher Than Death in of itself. Like, it makes sense that in some way with the lyrical content that they would cover a song, they would bother to cover Everybody Wants to Rule the World. But yeah, this thing just kind of works, man. I don't usually follow too much Industrial, but dude, I don't even feel maybe Fear Factory to a degree, maybe. Yeah, but that's more new metal-ish, I think, in points, maybe. Not nearly as much as like Static X, even though they could kind of count as Industrial, but well, this is probably better than what we're getting from the leftovers of what was Static X, essentially. Just saying. But overall, that's my thoughts on this. What did you guys think of all these albums? But yeah, like Horns Up, there is a potential for masterclass here, if not for one specific track, but that I could get rid of. But other than that, yeah, this is fun. This is some fun Industrial in general, metal, rock, or just the straight up stuff. Yeah, what'd you guys think? Leave a comment below, let me know. If you like this video, rock the like button with the rest of you must. And as always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, y'all.